back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, kindly consider subscribing, like, share and comment. And if you're a returning subscriber, asanteni sana and karibuni tena sana and I love you all. What? So today it's a continuation part of my part 2 on my story, pregnancy, delivery and labor. But now this is the part where I tell you where we went to the newborn unit, why she was admitted, what was wrong with her, and how long it took us to how long it took us to be discharged. It took us almost a whole month, 30 days. So yeah, let's dive into the video. Say hi, mama. Hi. So as I told you guys, I noticed my kid's eyes had turned mild yellow on the second day after her birth, and the following day, and her fontanelle was bulgy. So my auntie decided for us to be sure, tumpeleke wapi, tumpeleke the newborns unit for her to get checked, ndio hata tukienda home unaenda home ukijua the baby is okay. And I was okay with it. Mtoto akapelekwa, and they said about the fontanelle it was okay, hakuwa na shida, but now the mild yellowness ndio ilileta shida, and they were like it could be jaundice. One thing they were estimating, it could be jaundice or it could be an infection, because wakimguza, the doctor alikuwa anamguza kwa mwili, like anamfanya hivi and then asema hadi kwa mwili ndani ni yellow. So akasema if it is not jaundice, she has an infection, and ama equates a cause of venye she wasn't feeding well. And they said they are going to do some blood test on her, wajue what was wrong with her. I was okay with it. The first test ilikuwa ya jaundice. They did a jaundice test to check if she has or has, if she, they are called bilirubins, I think so, if they are high or not. And the second test, they did a CRP test. I think in full it's called C-reactive test. It shows if you have an infection in the body, it will be higher. The CRP test will show that your body, I don't know what they are, but it will be high. And a normal CRP is for babies, it is 0 to 4. So beyond there, it means she has an infection. And the other test they said was a blood culture test. Now the blood culture, it is used to now define what bacteria she has. I remember they did that, but that day they did not admit my baby that day. Nilirudi naye kwa ward, but the tests were supposed to come out day 3, and day 3 the test came back. One test came out, I think it was on a Sunday. One test came back and showed that baby was okay for that test. Tulikuwa tunangojea the other two on the following day, on 4th. So on 4th, I remember that day nilikuwa na hopes za kwenda home. Nilikuwa nimejiambia my kid is okay. I wasn't expecting that my kid won't be okay or kutakuwa na shida na yeye. So mimi nilikuwa naona tu venye tunaenda home hiyo siku. I remember date 4, I even told hubby and my cousin wakikuja wanilete nguo za kutoka hosi, and wajitayarishe wakikujanga kunitoa hosi. I even told them that day wasinilete food. Shock on me. So I remember nikajitayarisha hadi kudischargiwa, and my hubby and my cousin waka clear even the maternity side for me. Sasa waka clear, sasa I am ready to go. So kitu ilikuwa imebakia niende huko newborn unit, I take the results. I take the results, then if everything is okay we go home. So mimi nikaambiwa hata niende na mtoto. So I went with my baby, got to the newborn unit, and so nikiwa hapo newborn unit, hapo administration, the doctor akachukua now the hizo makaratasi, their results. I remember what she said was she was her and two students, and she was like, no, this one needs to be admitted. She needs to be admitted now. And now I'm freaking out. What do you mean she needs to be admitted? My baby is okay, hana shida. They took her out of my arm, wakaanza kumwandress. You know, ukiwa kwa mtoto hutolewa nguo, they stay naked, wanakanga tu na pampers, but huko they offer some flannels za hosi. Wakanipea nguo, wakaniambia, now this one, sorry mama, now this one needs to be admitted. Now I'm like, why does she needs to be? And you know, one thing that was so frustrating is that unajua anasema she needs to be admitted, hakwambi what's wrong. So hata mimi niko like, sasa shida ni nini? Mtoto anakaa sawa, and then the way she's saying it, it's like it's a big thing, baby is not okay. And I was nikaanza kumuuliza, what do you mean she needs to be admitted, what's wrong, kwenye test zimesema nini? And then ako tu like, baby is not okay, she needs to be admitted, she needs to start medication, she needs to start antibiotics. Now I'm like, slow down, what do you mean? That time I didn't have a clue what CRP meant. I think the more I stayed there, the more I got to know what this means, what is the intensity of this, or if it's not intense, things like those. So she told me her CRP tests are back, and the CRP is so high. That's when she told me that means if the CRP is high, it means she has an infection in the body, and we really need to know she have an infection in the blood. We really need to know ni infection gani iko kwa damu, so she needs to be admitted. She cannot go anywhere. I started crying, and because I didn't believe I'm going to stay. This was my ever first time kulazwa hosi. My whole life sijalala hosi apart from now when I went to give birth. So I'm like, I wasn't believing that I'm not going home, first of all. The second thing was like, my baby is not, what do you mean? Baby looks okay, what's wrong? Things like those. So when they took the baby and gave me the clothes, I remember I really cried. Nilitoka hapo nje, nikaanza kulia. I phoned my cousin. So I cried, and my cousin comforted me, told me, you know, it's not a big deal. That time, you know, vitu naambiwa, cause nakumbuka akiniambia, she told me her CRP is high, and then she started telling the two students we also need to do. The previous day they did not do the blood culture test. Now they started saying, Nini, find the line. Now they wanted to put the line in her, and akasema atolewe samples and they should do a blood culture test ndio wa culture the bacteria she has in the blood. I was like, that time I did not know anything. Now these are new terms to me. Blood culture, what the hell is that? CRP, what the hell is that? So I told my cousin, and my cousin was like, it's okay. And nikauliza, I even asked, what about jaundice, that she has jaundice? Wakasema, we don't know yet, but we will see. The results of jaundice were not out yet. So my cousin comforted me and told me she'll be okay, you know, things like those. I said it's okay. So I went back to the, cause nilitoka hapo nje kwanza kulia, nikarudi nikapata wakimtafuta vein weke lines, but you know this watoto wakiwa wadogo, their veins are so tiny, so before zipatikane was an issue. Actually even her marks, I think zimeisha majuzi. This kid had a lot of marks in her hands, marks za sindano, cause walikuwa wanamtafuta the vein, hazipatikani, wanamtafuta hazipatikani. It was a hassle getting a line. So there is this thing called 3-hourly. Anyone who has a baby in the newborn unit, especially kama ni hosi za gava, I think kunakuanga all government hospital have that policy of 3-hourly. 3-hourly means like after every 3 hours you go to breastfeed the babies and see your baby. But to me it did not feel like a 3-hourly thing, because I'll give you how we used to go. Like, let's start with 6 a.m. The first one was 6 a.m. The second one was 9 a.m. The third one was 12 p.m. The fifth one was 3 p.m. The fifth one was 6 p.m. and then now we start night shift. Sasa cycle ya usiku, cycle ya usiku was still the same. So from 6 p.m. then you go from 9 p.m. then you go to 12 a.m. then you go to 3 a.m. then you go to 6 a.m. again. That was the cycle. That's how we used to go and breastfeed the babies. But to me, the reason why I say it did not feel like 3 hours is because, like, let's say for example, umeenda kuona mtoto like that's 9 p.m. umeenda kumwona 9 p.m. if we were given 1 hour, kuna wale they were strict, it's only 1 hour. After that 1 hour you need kuacha mtoto and go back to your wards. So unapata like ukitoka obvious kwa ward before ufike, it will take maybe 5 to 10 minutes. So umefika hapo 9:10 then uende ukae na mtoto maybe until maybe 10 or wawe extend until 10:10 or 10:20. So unatoka huko, unapata utatoka huko 10:30 hapo hivyo, uende kwa nini, urudi kwa ward. Unapata now it's around huko 10:40 kitu kama hiyo. So unapata you have like 1 hour or at most 1 hour and a half ya kulala, and you know the cycle before you find sleep, before you nini. Na unaona ukikuja kwa ward ukuji direct ukiwa umelala, now you are coming kutafuta kitu unaweza kula because you go to breastfeed again. It wasn't 3 hours for me. I felt it was less. I felt sleep deprived. I remember when it was aki hata mtu hakuwa nalala na amani for that whole month. Sikulala. I was like a zombie. So when she was admitted, the only thing they did, walipata line na wakampea the first antibiotic. So nikaambiwa ukienda huko ni Bunia Kenyatta, kuna kuanga na admission room, then you find kuna I think ni 1 ni 2, hizo ni za watoto huwa wako critical, you know, intense. And then now you find kuna nursery B1 and B2, then kuna nursery D. Nursery D is considered wale watoto wako stable, watoto wako hawana mashida and they are even about to be discharged. Then you find kuna ingine inaitwa isolation. Isolation ni penye mtoto ako na something that can affect others, so ana need kuisolatiwa. So mimi nikaambiwa my kid will go to nursery D, and my cousin gave me hope, akaniambia kama napelekwa nursery D then that means it's not a big of a issue because nursery D ni ya kids who are stable na wako sawa, ni hawana mashida mingi na they are even about to be released. So nikapata hopes, at least I got some hope from kusikia hivyo. And so that night after compare dawa, I remember nikauliza nurse explaining what's wrong with my kid, because venye daktari alikuwa ana explain, she was so in a hurry, sikuelewa kitu na I needed ni breakiwe down, this is what is happening to your child. And I was like, akaniambia, nilienda, that was 9 p.m. akaniambia, you do this when you come 12 a.m. unikumbushe, I will explain everything to you, nikuambie what's wrong with your kid na treatment and everything. So I was like, oh, it's okay. So your 12 nikakumbusha the nurse in charge, and she told me actually my kid unaona test haiko imetoka bado. Akaniambia mtoto wako according to the files inaonesha hata shida tu ako nayo ni shida ya kunyonya. So I told her she wasn't breastfeeding because of my inverted nipple. And I was like, akaniambia akisha feed vizuri you will be good to go home. So mimi kusikia hivyo I was very happy. Nikasema kunyonya it won't be an issue. Then kitu nilikuwa na feel pressure now due to the inverted nipples. I think that same week we were admitted, ni juu kuna supplement nilikuwa nimepewa hosi ya kutoa maziwa. So yes, now the milk is being produced, but now my baby is not sucking. So that means matiti tu iko kwa maziwa, iko tu kwa matiti. Matiti ikakuwa ngumu, as in I think ilijaa maziwa sana, and then sasa ikaanza kwenda hadi kwa kwa makwapa, then ukiguza makwapa una feel now uko na lumps. It was so painful, it was so painful. I used to cry, nikaanza kupata fevers, nikaanza kuumwa na kichwa, yani una feel tu uko sick. And remember, you have to go see your kid, ung'ang'ana yeye, na nikienda nikijaribu kumpea matiti hataki. And ikafika point the nutritionist akaniita, akajaribu kunikamua hiyo kuifinya, but alijaribu but okay, at least it helped kidogo, but sasa hadi akachoka mkono, akaniambia you go enda uendelee kufinya. That time I'm in pain, hakuna kitu naweza, now I feel defeated, nikaanza kufeel like now depression is kicking in. I remember my sister came, she's just a godsend. Akakuja akanipata, I was in so much pain, akaniambia we are going to do this, I'm going to suck you that milk out of your boobs, you will feel okay. Because what she did was unbelievable. Kanaitwa nini? Curtain. Pull curtain, akaniambia leta tunyonye tutoe. So she circled me until maziwa yote ikatoka. It was a relief. I felt good. But before she did that, Habi alikuwa ameninunulia dawa, kwa nilimwambia, alinipata nikilia, nikamwambia what I'm feeling, so akaenda akabai dawa akaniletea. But when sis came, akasaka out maziwa, now I feel okay, na my boobs went back to normal, but still I had inverted nipples. Na ile kitu ya kuvuta yenye nilipewa the syringe was not working. And I remember day 3 wakasema now due results bado za jaundice they were not out, so wakasema in case she has jaundice, just in case wakasema watamweka kwa phototherapy just in case she has jaundice, ndio if the results come back showing that they are positive that bilirubins are high, watakuwa shaanza treatment. So wakamweka under phototherapy for that day, wakumweka phototherapy that day na the next day. And that day results came out na zikatoka zikionyesha negative that hana jaundice. Wakamtoa kwa phototherapy, and I think the same day the test ya blood culture came back, and unfortunately it came back positive, and it showed that she had E. coli bacteria. So wakamswitchia from the antibiotics she was taking, now wakaanza kumpea some specific antibiotics to fight E. coli bacteria. And I was told now that's about 5 days again. Sasa tumeshaka like a whole week sasa. Nikaambia now it will take another 5 days, then they will do another blood culture, waone if the E. coli bacteria imeisha. If it will be negative, we can go home. And now I was told her CRP, when they did the CRP test, was 150. 150 is so high, that's why she was admitted. So I remember mimi sikuwa naamini nakaa hosi. I used to cry. Ilifika point mimi nikaanza kulia, and then I don't know, unfortunately doctors Kenyatta, they don't explain to you that this is what is happening to your child, this is what we are doing, they do not tell you. So mimi ninaona mimi niko huku bure, mimi siambiwi what's happening to my child. Ashatolewa kwa phototherapy, why are they not releasing me to go home, things like hawako ameniambia. So ilifika point me I just told my happy, me I just want my kid. You can't tell these people wanipe mtoto wangu nitampeleka hosi ingine, or if it's not like that, wanipe like oral drugs zenye nitakuwa nampelea home. Happy nina, that time hataki kunikasirisha, because everyone now is afraid, because I used to cry, so everyone was like she's falling into depression, so they are trying everything to cheer me up, and then nikakosanga hata appetite. I didn't want food, nilikuwa naletewa food, the following day wanazipata tu hapo hivyo, baby you're hungry. So when Habi came, he talked to the doctor, That's when now the doctor told us it's okay, she don't have jaundice, but the blood culture test came back and it came back positive. That means she has a bacteria. So we asked the bacteria gani. She took out the file and told us it's called E. coli bacteria. So funny enough, nikaitikia. Funny enough, acha niwaambie one thing about Kenyatta. I don't know, me I'm always afraid of dead people. I am sorry, I am just afraid. Mi huogopa, but now this is Kenyatta. Na unaona tunaenda usiku. I remember actually hiyo shift ya 12, alisikia hata naita shift hiyo feed ya 12 am man, tuko tunaenda tunapatana sasa na the guys who work kwa the morticians. I remember the first day me okay, sikuwa najua, kwa tunasikia watu wakisema. I had two friends, I went and made friends of course. So nakumbuka wakisema they had something, wakasema na ndio hiyo Uber. So me I was like, me to my mind I thought Uber ni nini? Uber ni lift. Okay. So we went, nilikuwa mbele. Kushuka tu stairs hivi, nafuatana nao sasa wakiingia kwa lift. My friend, nilirudi kwa hizo stairs, nikajificha na stairs. Now they were laughing at me. They told me, "Ujasikia tukisema na ndio hiyo Uber." So I was like, "What do you mean Uber? Uber mnamaanisha ni?" Akasema ya that thing they called it an Uber and it has a specific sound. Everyone use, ukisikia watu wasema na ndio hiyo. I don't know. Okay. It was, ukisikia venye inaenda it's different from hizi zenye zinabebanga wagonjwa, so we used to differentiate the sound like that. So ukisikia hiyo sauti unajua it is coming, it is somewhere, so unaanza kuangalia inatokea side gani, msibump. So that's, hiyo ndio siku nilijuanga Uber means hiyo kitu ya kubeba maiti. So ukienda Kenyatta usikia the nursing mother saying Uber, just know ni nini, ni that stretch of carrying dead people. I stayed there until ikafika point now I was no longer afraid of dead people. Ikafika point now I'm even curious to know mtu mwenye amekufa, is it a young person, an old person? And now I'm even like curious to know alikufa kwa nini. You know, ilikuwa imefika point I am having burning questions. Hata niko like karibu kusimamisha the mortician guys na naulize huyu mtu alikufa kwa nini, but you know you can't do that. And so we stayed the second week. So the second week wakaanzisha new drugs, and I remember we were warding Easter, so nilikuwa tu in my mind najiambia by the time Easter Monday inafika mimi I'll be out of here. That week came, she was given the antibiotics, and as the doctor promised the 5th day, actually yes, sasa before hata tufike hapo ikafika, si I told you walikuwa natafuta line za mtoto wangu hazipatikani, so walikuwa wamemdunga everywhere, zimekosekana. Now the doctor was like, sasa si tumetafuta line tumekosa, na tukiwahi tafuta line kwa mikono na miguu tukose, the next place we go ni kwa kichwa. So they shaved the baby na wanamweka line kwa kichwa. Mimi siliwa kusikia hivyo. I was like, no, my kid haikui line kwa kichwa, no, nimekataa. Now I became so stubborn and I said no, I rather even sign the against medical advice, because I wasn't imagining the way mtoto wangu anaekwa sijui sindano kwa kichwa. That wasn't ringing a bell in me, because sijaiona anywhere kunaekwa sindano kwa kichwa. So I told the doctor, let me talk to my family. We talked and tukaongea pia na daktari, and daktari akaeleza that there will be no harm, it's a normal thing kuweka laini kwa mtoto kwa kichwa. Akatuelezea wakiweza kosa mikono, miguu, kichwa, na pia kichwa wakose, now they can't do, alikuwa itasijui glass what, now kuivi kwa shingo. Now pia shingo ikikosekana, now they have to go to the theater waiweke laini waiweke kwa theater. So Habit said it's okay, wacha anyolewe, wacha anyolewe kwa hiyo line. I remember alimnyoa this side, wanaanzanga na side hii side, kisha kuja huko hivyo hivyo until penye watapatia. Akamnyoa and luckily alipata line kwa kichwa, but this baby muone hapa muogope. So she used to cry, angeamka anikose ama amke before time ya kuenda, alikuwa anaanza kulia. Na akianza kulia, I remember alikuwa analia akishika kichwa, so alikuwa anavuta the line hadi inatoka. Hiyo line aliyako actually hata it did not survive that day. By jioni alikuwa shaang'oa. And jioni daktari ameenda, okay, huku daktari sana sana anakuanga saidia huku niku huko kwenye kuna watoto nini sana. Huku kwenye watoto wako sawa and they are stable ni nurses sana sana hukua. Masaya nini time ya jioni, the doctor only comes maybe kutoka 9 am. 9 am ndio tulikuwa tunapata doctor, na maybe 12 pm hivyo tu. So na the nurses hawako wanataka kuweka lines, I don't know why. Sijui kama namba yangu asiweke, but sikuwahi toka nimeona any nurse akiweka mtoto line. Hata mtoto angetoa line, they used to tell you ni sawa, tutaita daktari arudishe. So au hawakufanya hiyo, the only thing they were doing ni kuwapea dawa. And line hivyo ndio alitoa. Luckily enough kuna student alikama, I think they were practicing nini, akamweka line hapa hivi kwa mkono here. So hiyo ndio alisurvive nayo through that hiyo period ya kupewa hizo antibiotics. So here comes Easter Monday. Now I am happy that finally I am going home. I remember walking in that room and the doctor called me, Sylvia, come. And she was like, so results came in and unfortunately results hazikukuja venye tulikuwa tuna expect. I felt discouraged, nikakuwa too shocked, and hivyo tu kuniambia hivyo, my auntie walked in and I was like, auntie kuja. My auntie came and the doctor said the same thing. So the results are out and unfortunately si venye tulikuwa tuna expect, and even this time is the bacteria that the baby has now, it's a bad bacteria. It's worse than the one she had. So the doctor was like, now we are like, ni gani? And she said Anictabacter. And she said, now this bacteria, it needs the baby to be isolated because it can be passed to another child. So we are going to isolate the child. Because if you know Kenyatta, the newborn unit, I think ni venye watoto wanakuanga wengi, so they have to share utoto vitanda twao. So ulikuwa unapata big babies walikuwa wanekwa wawili, and if ni tutoto tudogo watawekwa watatu. Now I'm even like, sasa hii nayo ni bacteria gani? Because something that made me feel so down is that niliona tu auntie amechange na nikajua no, now this one is not good. And auntie akaniambia, don't worry, atakuwa sawa nini, and she left. Now I'm even like, I'm asking the doctor, hii ni bacteria gani, what causes it, things like those. And she was like, hata yeye sijui nikaa alikuwa anashindwa ku explain juu venye alikuwa anani explain, it wasn't even making sense to me, but I said it's okay. But in my heart, for the first time I felt peace, na hata sikulia, but na nikafurahia the fact that aliniambia your kid will be taken to isolation. That made me feel good because I know my baby won't share a bed with anyone, and I was like, now ata heal vizuri. So my baby alitolewa nursery na akapelekwa isolation. So ukipelekwa isolation, sasa daktari wa nursery hampatani na yeye tena, nao yuko unaanza kupatana na daktari wengine, na nao change her drugs, her antibiotics to the most strongest antibiotic to fight the Anictabacter. And when we went to isolation, I remember nikapata daktari huko alikuwa mzuri, so I was like, nikamwambia I really need to know hii bacteria, what causes it, na ilitoka wapi, mbona it was not reflected kwa ile testing, the blood culture ingine walifanya ya kwanza. And now Dr. huko akaniambia the Anitobacter inakuanga ya kupitishwa, as in ni kitu inapitishwa. So akaniambia you'll find, the first thing even aliniuliza, was your kid sharing a bed? And I was like yes. Akaniambia so unapatanga there is chances maybe the other kid had it, so that kushare bed, if hiyo kushare tu inafanya wapate. But I was like, the other doctor wanasaridia alisema hakuna mtoto mwingine alikuwa na hiyo Anitobacter except mine. Ako like maybe haikunotisiwa to the other kid, you know. I was like, oh, it's okay. So uko isolation, she wasn't sharing a bed with anyone. Alikuwa kwa kitanda peke yake. That gave me hope, nikajua my kid will be fine. But that news broke everyone because everyone was expecting that day tunaenda home. Hiyo siku kila mtu alikuwa anajua tunaenda home, and mtu mmoja mwenye was affected sana was my hubby, because hiyo siku hadi alikosa nguvu. I even wrote a message to him telling him how does he expect me to be strong if hata yeye amekuwa weak. But I remember to me hiyo haikunihit sana, and I remember what I told God is that because nilikuwa nahesabu the blood culture test, funny enough, it's not a test that is done today and then inatoka kesho. It takes 5 days to 7 days kutoka. So I remember I told my God, I shall not cry. Sitasikia vibaya. Hata nikiona watu wengine wakienda home wakidischargiwa, sitasema I wish it was me being discharged, you know. I said that God have given you 12 days from today, and I know the 12th day utafanya, you will do your miracle, and me and my child tutaenda home na mtoto wangu atakuwa sawa and everything will be okay. I said it's okay. So tuko isolation, anapewa meds, kila kitu inaenda sawa, there was nothing off, and they decided to do now the blood culture test. I remember the first test they did when we went to the nini kwa isolation was again the CRP test. They did it, and results came back that her CRP is 2. Now that means it's good. But now even the doctor was like shocked because she was saying how comes the CRP is so low, lakini huyu mtoto ako na bacteria kwanza Anitobacter. And she was like ama kulikuwa na nini contamination kwa lab, things like this, because she could not understand why her CRP is low but she has a bacteria, but the blood culture is showing ako na bacteria. So akasema it's okay, we shall repeat the blood culture again tomorrow. So it was on a Thursday, wakamtoa damu again, wakafanya the blood culture test. But akasema she won't stop the medication juu antibiotics won't harm her, wataendelea tu kumpea antibiotics hata kama hana nini, hana hiyo bacteria, kama in any case there was cross contamination kwa lab. I was okay anyway, nishaambia Mungu wangu nimempea 12 days, and the 12th day najua atafanya maneno. I remember that week I kept singing, kuna hii wimbo ya Kikuyu inaitwa Kikobe yakwa, I think something like that. I kept singing it, and ilikuwa imefika place now hosi najulikana na like everyone now. Sasa mimi ni mimi wa kuonesha watu at you know this if a new mother comes na mtoto wake ako newborn unit, mimi namwamsha, namwambia twende, ni masaa ya kunyonyesha, things like those, because I really didn't want to leave any mother behind mwenye mtoto wake ako huko, because once mtoto wako akiwa huko juu and you are alive, the nurses hawatakuwa responsible. Wewe kuja nyonyesha mtoto wako, si ati unaona akilia venye huko mtoto alikuwa analia, anaambiwa atalia achoke alale, hakuna mtu wa kubibisitia mtoto. So I didn't want any mother to be left behind, because I used to feel so sorry for those kids. unapata mtoto analia. So I made sure I used to try so much. Nikiamka ninapita like all the wards naangalia all the, I think now like our wards iko na like cubes, unaangalia kama hiyo room iko na any na nini na sarimadha, kama ajisikii unamwamsha, unamwambia ni masaa ya kunyonyesha, twende hivyo. Huko nini isolation, I really got a good doctor and thank you to her, because huyo daktari was like so concerned. Each time akikuja alikuwa anakuuliza we mwenyewe, unaona mtoto wako ako aje, umeona any changes, ako aje, mko aje leo nini. If akifanya test and the results are out, anakuja anakuambia, oh, Sylvia, the results ya test tulifanya sijui jana iko out na hivi ndio inasoma, if this is good ama ni mbaya, things like those. But ukiwa na SRD, I think nikiwa na SRD sikuwa naona kama watoto hukufa, because uko unajua ni kwa watoto stable na wako sawa. Now let me go to nini isolation. Huko ndipo niliona kweli kids pass. Kulikuwa na mashine ilikuwa inaitwa ventilator. I remember hiyo mashine haikuwa inakosa mtoto, na huyo mtoto alikuwa akikaa sana 2 days, then the third day mnapata mtoto hayuko. Mlikuwa mnapata kaa hayuko, mnajua amekufa, ama mnapata ametolewa hizo manini amekufa. It made me feel bad. Nikiwa hapo hadi unaona like your baby hata ako sawa, unaona mtoto wako hata hana shida, but at the same time nilikuwa scared the way unaona mtoto anapass, nilikuwa tu like, oh God, keep my child safe, na nilikuwa like eager the next feeding time ndio nione mtoto wangu. And ilifika point sasa I even stop praying for my kids. Sasa now I'm even now concerned about huyo mtoto, watoto wenye analetwa kwa hiyo vent, unaambia tu God, wacha huyu asurvive. It was traumatizing. But after they did the blood culture thing, it took 7 days kutoka. The 8th day ndio ilitoka, na ndio it took 7 days after they had done it. Now si walifanya Thursday, tumeadmitiwa isolation I think on a Monday, hiyo Monday ya Easter. Now Thursday they did the test. It took 7 days, the 8th day katoka. And I had my aunt there. I really thank her, and during that period yote nilikuwa huko, I thank my aunt sana, and my other aunt, kuna aunti yangu alikuwa ananiletea chai asubuhi na mapema na uji. She never got tired. Na si ati she used to work there, she used to work in another hospital, but she made sure atakuja hadi Kenyatta juu at least since anawaki na hospital ataitikishwa kuingia hata kama si visiting hours, as long as ako na hizo scrubs ataingia no matter the time. So she used to come early mapema ananiletea uji. I really thank her. I thank everyone, my cousins, my hubby, my mom, everyone who supported me during that journey, because it was not easy. Hakuna siku hata moja waliwahi kosa kunivisit, you know. It was 30 days, na kwa hizo 30 days they made sure they came kila siku. Hakuna siku I felt I am alone. Hakuna siku it passed without anyone from home coming. It is so overwhelming. Sorry about that. And I really appreciate everyone who was there for me during that difficult time. Even my best friend made sure she was there for me from the first day I started having labor pains until hiyo time nilidischargiwa. Gosh, I need to take a 5. All I can say, if they will watch this video, just want to say asanteni sana. I'm really grateful to have you in my life. You mean so much. Sijui naweza fanya nini or what I can say to show you how much I appreciate for you being there for me during that whole time. Na nawapenda sana. Because it wasn't a must for them to come, but they sacrificed their time to come because of me and my child. And yeah, asanteni sana. I also thank the nurses from the GFA ward. They were so nice and good to me and to everyone actually. Hakuna mtu niliwaisikia akicomplain about the nurses there. They were so good, so thank you to them. So the blood culture test came back and my auntie was so concerned, and when it was siku ya the 8th day akakuja akaniuliza the test ilitoka, and I was like because I had asked hiyo morning, nikauliza nurse who was in charge, nikamwambia I'm waiting for my blood culture test for baby Sylvia na si imetoka ama ijatoka, and akaniambia hijatoka. Now I was like, now leo ni siku ya 8, mbona hijatoka, you know, things like that. So when auntie asked me, nikamwambia hijatoka, and she was like, leo hizo siku zote na hijatoka, wacha niende niangalie. So akaenda akaangalia, akaenda kwa lab akamwambia the test zilitoka actually the previous day, na zikapelekwa wapi, zikapelekwa newborn unit. So my auntie went and requested for my baby's file, na akapata it was there, and thanks to God the test came back negative. It meant that she does not have any bacteria, and pattern yenye alikuwa nayo it had cleared. I remember hiyo sasa it was the 11th day. Zile 12 days niliambia God, I've given you 12 days and I know siku ya 12 utafanya miujiza na that I'll be discharged with my child. Tutatoka hosi and she will be okay. So I remember auntie coming telling me nimeona results zake. Nilikuwa na tense, zinasema, and she told me negative. I was happy. I think me knowing that my child is okay, hata hiyo ndio ilikuwa a big deal to me. Now it means baby is okay, hana shida. So we requested for a discharge that day, but they said mtoto, the antibiotics that she was being given, alikuwa amebakisha 1 dose ya mwisho. And they said hakuna haja tumpe discharge leo, wacha leo amalize hiyo dose afu kesho she can be discharged. And mimi sikuwa na wasilembe Mungu 12 days. Nikasema it's okay, 1 more night won't hurt. But I remember walikuwa wameanza stories za nini, za kusema instead of discharging my child watampeleka sasa kwa isolation, wampeleke Nasaridi, wamrudishe Nasaridi where she will be observed for few days, then wamdischarge. Now we were like, mbona wamrudishe huko, na the same place was the same place where she contracted this the previous bacteria, because you know, because they are sharing beds. And now tukakata, even my auntie akakata, akasema as long as mtoto wako sawa. They was like, I want to observe you, and she was like, yes, siku zote amekaa huku, see you observing her, did you notice anything off? Ati hapana. I was like, then she's good. Asema it's okay. So that's when tuliambiwa we will go home the following day. I remember it was siku ya Moi Kibaki kuzikwa. Hiyo siku came, I was waiting for that, and nilikuwa nasikia ni kama hiyo siku haitafika. Wakampea dozi ya mwisho hiyo usiku. Asubuhi they took hiyo file yake ya dawa, wakacancel hizo dawa, wakasema cleared. I waited for the hiyo 9 AM the doctor did not come. Aki nilikuwa nini anxious, sikuwa naamini, but me I had believed in my God that leo ni siku ya 12 na tutatoka huku leo. So I remember nikienda feeding ya 12 PM, the doctor was there, was coming to check at the kids, akaangalia tuto venye alifika kwa mtoto wangu alikuwa mwisho. Huko isolation they were just I think 5 kids na mmoja kwa ventilator. Akafika kwa mtoto wangu and alikuwa, baby Sylvia, you jitayarishe, today you are going home. That day I was happy. Akaniambia wakuje saa 8, pick the papers, go do clearance, then you can get out of here. Happy mbio mbio, kuja na nguo za mtoto, because ilikuwa imefika point during that time mtoto akiwa newborn unit, sikuwa nataka kuona nguo zake because I was feeling so much pain. Nguo za mtoto ziko hapa, she's not wearing them, so niliwaambia bebeni hizi nguo za mtoto mrudi nazo home, zitakuja ile siku tutadischargiwa. Usiku akakuja na nguo and they came with my BFF. I am lucky to have her. Wakafanya, we did the clearance na we went home. Yeah, that was our story. That is why we stayed 4 weeks at the newborn unit, but we thank God that baby is okay na kila kitu iko sawa. You know, everything happens for a reason, because if I went home with her akiwa na hizo na bacteria, maybe I don't know penye all this ingeenda, I don't know what will have happened to her. So mi nasema tu everything happens for a reason na kila kitu iko na purpose yake. And I remember something that was so discouraging huko ni kwanza huko, especially in nursery D, is that wamama wote huko wananyonyesha watoto wao, but mimi, my child, amekataa kunyonya because due to the inverted nipples. Now everyone is like, oh, your mama hataki kunyonyesha watoto, because even remember tukipelekwa isolation, because you know the other mothers don't know why now you are unatoka huko, so most of them judge that, you know, huyu anapelekwa amepelekwa, they didn't know it's isolation, I'm going. So but unajua isolation na hizi zingine they are fun, people consider the others ni watoto wako, they are not stable, so they thought now my baby is not stable, that's why anahamishwa, and now they started udaku ya wa mama. Anyway, if you were you, I didn't want to know who it was or who they were, because mimi I remember huyo soja walienda kupiga udaku na soja, wakiambia soja ati the reason why mtoto wangu hata amehamishwa na saridia amekuwa mgonjwa sana ni juu simnyonyeshi. Soja mwenyewe aliniambia, but at that time my focus wasn't nani amesema, nani amekwambia. My focus was my baby to get well. So I did not want to know ni nani, but if it is you, may God forgive you. Anyway, I don't care. But I remember one thing that sis told me, if your baby hapati enough, hata kama it means supplement na hiyo nan mpe that formula milk, because Kenyatta they give, you know, there are those kids that waliachwa na mama zao, wengine mama yao alipaso bado wako huko newborn unit, they give them formula milk. So my sister was like, kama hashibi na you are sure you've done it, hashibi na hakuna maziwa na hanyonyi, you supplement her. And I remember there was one nurse who told me, hata ukienda home, if your child hapati maziwa ya kutosha kutoka kwangu, the mother's breast milk, supplement her. Usiache mtoto awai kana njaa ati juu utaki akunywe formula or anything, supplement her, mtoto ashibe. Ndio usijipate unarudi hosi due to story lose weight loss na maybe ku eat that turning yellow. So me, no matter what they said, me was like, sitaacha mtoto wangu akanja because of you. I will give her the formula milk, and I know my God will protect her and will give her the best of immune. Yep. So hivyo ndio tulitoka hosi. Baby is okay na nowadays ananyonya, but we also supplementing. Yeah, we are still supplementing, but pia ananyonya, so we do both, we supplement and we breastfeed. So far so good, hajakuwa na any issues. Yeah, I just thank God. So guys, I think that's the end of my video, that's the end of my story. Thank sana for watching this video na kufika hapo mwisho. I love you all. Kindly remember to subscribe, like, share and comment, guys. Let's say road to 150. 150 subscribers. Nilikuwa karibu kusema 150,000. Amen. Tutafika hapo someday. So guys, it's a ciao for me. See you in the next vlog. We will know what it will be about, and I love you all.